Hello, welcome to the stream. Good to see you again. I am just posting my Instagram because I already posted my Twitter. There we go. All good. And now I need to find my wrist brace. I almost lost my clickbait, but she decided just to turn around and toast her other side, so I consider myself lucky. Lucky that my clickbait didn't move. Although she kind of... There we go. I got more of her on screen now. It's like she got up and she gave me a meh, and then she did her turn and flop. So I'm not gonna try and do a belly rub because that might disturb her Her Majesty. So what I wanted to do here real quick was I need to, let's grab this. That will not end well. No, it won't. Never ends well. Ah, shoot. Oh gosh. Okay, good. I'm glad I renamed it to include line art so I don't actually lose my... Alright, so I did accidentally saved over. That'll give me enough room for stuff, and you can continue out what you want to do there. I wanted to create the coloring page for this. Give you a lot of room to do what you want. There's always a conflict. And here we go. Coming by. So, and that black. Coloring by. Oops. And let's make this a little bit, there we go. Peek down a little bit. And then I need logo. Save this first of all before I find my logo file. And what document may have that most accessible, most immediately? Don't know. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. One. Not that one. Okay, so where are we gonna go? We're gonna go into products? Because will that have my most recent file? Dee, hello! Welcome to the stream. Aha! Open. I shall take it. And now, last but not least, I do not like how this is kind of not, just kind of make it like that. And then I'm gonna do a copyright line in a font that is gonna be, hold on, we'll do a condensed. Oh, that might be enough. Oh. I need to see, you know what, I'm just gonna use a glyph. Come here, glyph menu, instead of my shortcut thing that I can't remember what the shortcut is. But I always seem to be able to type it out. Not cute. Let's make this in a spot that makes sense. I don't want it to, let's take it down to regular. That's nice, that's good, that's good enough. Omni condensed regular 10, let's bring it down to 9, because that will still be legible. I believe the smallest point size that is still legible on a printed page, well, largely legible, the optimal reading is like 11 point, but I think 7 or 8 is still. Oh, am I out of Kleenex? Please tell me not. Okay, good. I have one or two left. Here we go. All right, let's close this up. And, okay, let's line this up. There we go. Okay. File save. Halloween 2025, colored by Cute. And there's I think that's all I really need. And I did extend this illustration to be a little wider. Blue Monkey, hey, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Long time no see. How I'm doing fine, thank you. I hope you are too. It's always good to attract positive viewers, happy viewers. Want to put out good things into the world and get them back. You don't really even need to get them back, but putting the good things out into the world is always a good thing. All right, so let me see here. I'm going to align to the bottom. All right, I do not need to be so precious with this. It's going to be okay if things are slightly misaligned. We're all good. But I do, however, want to move this up a little bit. Let's give it a little bit more space because we got the space, and that'll make this not be so smunched. Yes. All right. I'm going to do a print real quick. Whoops. Up. Just to double check. No, I don't want to do that. Why do you always forget my Epson? Can't print the illustration. Color management settings are inconsistent. Really? I call BS on that. Yeah, see, look, now you're remembering my printer. And now you're also not printing it correctly. So I don't agree with your assertions that this is supposed to be portrait. I would like it to be landscape. Go ahead. Adjust. What even is this nonsense? It looks like it's mostly okay, but we're gonna... What is going on? What? Where? Why? Is this not a... Okay, let's go. Oh, goodness. Printer, what are you doing to me? 8.5 by 11, plain paper. Okay. All is good, right? Oh, now you're adjusting. Whatever. Okay, print. Tuesday party, may as well embrace it. Life is short. It is a Tuesday party. Coloring party. Oh, and now my print is not responding. What are you doing over there? You have ink. This is such... Oh, I know what happened. I imported I saved it out as a PNG and imported that instead of actually just bringing in the vectors. That's why it's choking. But that shouldn't even be a problem because this is like not even that big. Oh, heck. Adobe Illustrator is not responding. Come on. Don't crash on me. You don't need to crash on me. I think you really do want to crash on me. I think that's what your MO is right now, is crashing on me. Not pleased with this turn of events. Oh, it went! Yay! See, patience pays off. All right, now let's save because obviously this program is choking today and I'm not sure why. Look at that. Look at my... That only took, you know, how long? What's going on? All right, so let me do my test print. It works. It just took its time. Let us see here. We got our test print. All is well. I think that's pretty nice. If I save it out to a PDF, that should work. And hopefully it won't be so big. I might tone it down a little bit. See, the only thing is too that I've left in shadows. So I know on coloring pages you don't usually do that, but I don't know, I kind of... kind of okay with leaving. If you're a colorist, if you like doing color pages, let me know if you don't mind me leaving the shadows in, or if you would rather I take them out and let you do your own shading. All right. And now what happened to my music? What happened to my music? Where'd you go? Okay, you were just switching. All right, well. Unsure, haven't used coloring books in a while either. Might be fine. Yeah, I mean, I've done it in, I think on my actual coloring book, I'd left some in there. But yeah, I didn't get a lot. I wouldn't use shadows. I think it makes it harder to color. Fair point. You know what? Let me just do a let me just type this up and I'm going to post it on Instagram and ask Instagram. Coloring page friends, I need your help. Do you want me to leave the shadows in on this coloring page, or would you rather I take them out and let you pick? Let me know. Alright, so now I need to put a poll. All right, done. All right, leave it or ditch the shading. Leave it, take it out. All right, coloring page friends, I need your help. Do you want me to leave the shadows in this coloring page, or would you rather like them out? Okay, your story. All right. Hey, Sharon. Okay, great. Hey, Warren, welcome. Okay, let me make sure that posted. So I just posted a poll on Instagram. I know I've left it in at some times and taken it out at others. I know traditionally coloring pages are just lines and you don't really have a lot of shading at all. So, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to take it out at all. I just, pop it out. But I feel like I'm not letting you pick. If I do leave the shading in, it kind of has to be a certain, well, it doesn't have to be, but if I let you pick, you could make it, shade it to be at night, you could shade it to be during the day, whatever you want. So let me know on that, and I'll adjust and post the page later today. All right, so to the actual coloring, I'm going to attempt what I wanted to, I talked about here. And in doing so, do I want to make my lighting? Oh, heck. That wasn't good. That wasn't good at all, was it? Let's try it that way. Let's do a deep blue, a purple, and I like it. And then maybe a lighter purple. Hold up. Let's just select. And let's go just a teensy bit lighter. Push. Oh, I'm already liking this. Although this is kind of marching a little bit too forward. Oh damn, now I forget how to switch the proof colors. Alt Control Z. Oh, I did it right. So it's still okay. This is not really that big of a difference between the contrast with these two, but that one still is in the back. All right, that's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm using Sketchbook app and using Figure to do everything. Oh no. Oh no. That could actually work out to be pretty cool though. So don't sell yourself short. I used to watch several artists on Twitch that were doing these beautiful digital paintings with just a mouse. And that always amazed me because, yeah, I could never do that. I wasn't able to connect. Like drawing down here, looking up here, that's always been a problem for me, which is why I delayed getting a tablet for so long, because the tablets that I tried that were drawing, that were non-screen, even though logically I know, hey, with this other tablet you'd be drawing on the screen, but I was like, it's not going to work. I don't want to waste the money. And yeah, it made all the difference because I just have to connect. I have to watch where I draw. I think the closest I ever got to making that setup work was I had a laptop and I had my little Wacom Graphier and I sat it on top of the keyboard. So I was about 3 inches away from where I was drawing on the screen. And that was pretty the best I could do. And it still took me forever. Sorry it's weird, but some exercise in deciding what palette will work doesn't make any sense at all, so shadows are helpful in some ways. Pencils, paper, and colored background. Yeah, I did that actually beginning. You can't see a lot of it over here because it's being blocked by coconut. But my general palette that I worked out was right here. I want to work with the purples and the greens and have this kind of like a misty little green over here. We'll see how it goes. I always try this palette and I kind of fail, but we're gonna try to make it work this time. And I've got to keep my eye on the ball because this is going to be an evening kind of moody scene. So my normal floofs are not going to be their normal floof color, which is that. Unless, of course, I go back and say, yes, you can do that color this time. Not sure I will though. I'm going to be going for weird colors. So just bear with me. Because this is all going to make sense hopefully later with the overall palette and lighting situation. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Oh gosh, so I didn't know it dropped. I knew it was in the pipeline, but when I opened up Procreate, I think it wasn't last night, it was like the night before or something. And maybe it was Saturday or, yeah, maybe Saturday? No, it wasn't Saturday, it was Sunday maybe. But I opened it up and I had a huge update with like 5.4 or something. And no update to Procreate Dreams yet, but I did kind of a little sketch in it last night and I was really impressed. I mean, I know I didn't even scratch the surface of all the new tools and stuff, and I haven't looked to see what all they've been adding, but I did notice the different brush libraries that you can switch from, like the classic one, and then they introduced a new one that has, and it also brought over all my sketch brushes, which was very good. I was worried about that. I need to be drawing on top here. So it brought over all of my sketch brushes, of which I only really care about one. And I was super excited with it. It just, something a little bit more intuitive about the interface that, I don't know, it made drawing really, really fun. And that was, I need to see when it actually officially dropped because I hadn't opened up Procreate for a while, and I was watching on X for updates because they've been packaging updates on Procreate Dreams as well as the regular Procreate version kind of together, and it makes sense that they dropped the regular program first, but still exciting. One of the things that I'm really excited and waiting for on Dreams, and I don't understand why they didn't package it in the first version, is the save to GIF, because currently you have only an option to export transparent PNG files, like frame by frame, and then you have to assemble it in a different program, which can be Procreate itself, or other people have. I did some research and there's several different pathways to do it. I think I ended up taking them into Photoshop on my desktop, but yeah, so kind of not really that intuitive in an animation program to save out a format that's not, I mean, it's so handy and natural for GIFs in there. But so that is something that they promised is going to be added. And I've seen that one of the animation accounts I follow on Instagram, they were doing a little work in Dreams. I couldn't tell if it was an updated version or not. I feel like they've been rolling out beta versions of the new version for people to test, like influencers to test and kind of hype up. That's what they did when they were releasing the main, you know, the first version. I saw, I think they got Aaron Blaze. He did a whole mini animation. I don't think, is it included? I think it may be included in the default set of files that you get with Dreams. I know he was doing stuff with it. And I believe I've seen another Instagram kind of learn animation account working with it lately. Oh, I messed up. Okay. Hey Aiden, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. I'm trying to use different colors today. Oh, great. I'm just going all over the place. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. I've got everything all twisted up. There we go. I am zoomed so far in. Why am I zoomed this far in doing these tiny little details that no one's going to see? Like zooming in on a giant poster that's going to be printed out 11 by 17 and you're moving pixels. Don't like making the floofs this color, but keeping in mind what colors I'm going to be using, that is going to be pretty darn bright. And at the time of day this is going to be set, that's gonna be mostly correct. Maybe we'll change it up later if it's not. Oh. What did I do? Okay, the shadows need adjusting. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna leave the pathway because I'm going to do maybe one gradient that's going to flow down here. You know what? I am going to do a little of this. And I'm going to come in here and probably later put a gradient on the pumpkins, have a little light coming in this way. It's going to capture the top of the ear, maybe just a little bit, just a little touch lighter, maybe. I feel like I've done a weird here. I feel like there's an extra line here, but there's not. It's just my eyes messing with me. All right. Now we shall tackle the middle ground, or maybe I should do the background. And I need to balance all of this with the colors I want. And I need to keep in mind the majority is going to be kind of here, and the green is going to be like the highlight. At least that's what I'm attempting. I need to explore this color a little bit more. Let's go over here. Give me some more options, please. Oh, options. Maybe. Did I save that option? Yes, let us bring more options. Ooh, pretty. Okay, now I'm really getting out of the range that I want to stay in. And no, don't do it. I want to keep over here. Back, go back, go back. Omar, hello, welcome to the stream. Good to see you too. All right, we're heading into the mid-ground here. Let's go ahead and color up this the extras in this scene. Extras. Am I so messy with my line art? Oh, stop it. There. So I need a good... Is it time to chance a belly rub? Oh, you're caught. Oh, you're caught. Darn. Pete lost his gourd. Go back to sleep. You don't need to go anywhere. Anything to bribe her to stay. Except her heating pad. Dentist is texting me. I get the feeling that he may fear me as much as I fear her. Because the last time I went in, I had like... So I had basically two on each level on each side silver fillings from when I was really little. And that was the only time I ever had cavities. And, but those silver fillings needed to be replaced. And, so I did 2 different sessions, one session on this side and one session on this side. And in both of them, she had trouble finding this bottom nerve. Apparently you can spot numb the top, but not the bottom. You actually have to go back through the mouth and inject into this nerve that's right here. She could not find it. I think it was like 4 or 5 injections. And I could still feel everything. They're like, okay, are you numb? I'm like, nope, no, still feel everything. And then all of a sudden it just hit, like this entire section of my face. She finally got it, but then all of that other it's not lidocaine or whatever they do to numb, that she put in, kind of all hit at once when she got that one in. It took like 6 hours for it to wear off. And they were so upset because they're like, and even so, when she was drilling out the old fillings, she hit something and I like spazzed, and it was weird because I didn't really feel anything, but something, I don't know what happened. But yeah, so she's like super wary of me. And funny. Right, so why do I have this big random, it looks like I just went AWOL with that shadow, and I'm not quite sure why I did that, so let's just redraw this. Alright. So what do I want? I'm gonna maybe stay, let's see. Let's take this, and I'm gonna look in here, see what I've got. I'm gonna run out of space for palettes. I kind of think that's almost the same as what I colored the floofs with. Almost. 24, 41, 26. No, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more. Ooh, this has some nice things there. Go. I keep telling myself these colors I'm picking are all going to make sense at the end. They really are. Totally going to make sense at the end. But if they don't, that's okay. We can change them. And I'm having fun putting them in, which is important. Alright, I want this one, this one. Okay. Grab this over here. Back over here. I forgot these guys. Alright, let's grab, you know what, I'm just going to do the tops. So on the new Procreate, I experimented with a couple of the brushes, and I found an instant new favorite for atmospheric light, because it's like a little spackle brush. Kind of a combination of texture, a glow, and a little spackling. So it kind of combines a couple of different things I do by hand into one brush. But you gotta be judicious with it because too much is just too much. But I'm really excited about that brush, and I kind of want to use it a little more because I could very easily see using it to do light effects like I did in my post that I did last night. I used that brush to create the light that was streaming in from the right. And it really it kind of prepped the canvas for any extra little bits and pieces that I wanted to do. What is going on? Oh, select all. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to select the same appearance. Thank you. And we're gonna delete all of that. Because to make the coloring page, I put white objects in a lot of these things because I have them sitting over areas that are drawn completely. So I forgot to do that. What else did I discover in Procreate? I don't know. I noticed little interface changes. I'm trying to remember if they had this before, but I cannot picture it. They have undo and redo buttons at the bottom of the left-hand slider where you have your opacity and size, brush size controls. I don't remember those two little toggles being at the bottom. The gestures that I use are all the same, which is good. What else did I have not experimented really with much else. I wanted to go through and kind of play with the new brush palettes. Something interesting, I wonder if the out-of-the-box version will contain the classic brushes or not, because on the new brush menu I didn't see like ones that I used really frequently, like the light pen, light brush. I didn't see all those standard brushes on the new menu. It had a really cool comic ink set, which I want to experiment with, and because I was looking on that menu to try and find some of those effects brushes, special effects brushes, and it seemed like they were missing, unless I just wasn't looking in the right spot. But it was just one run with that program after the update, so fully aware that I'm probably not looking, and I only use the bare minimum of tools in it anyway, so we shall continue to see what there is to see. I realized on Miss Cocoa Bean I forgot to do her under hat shadow. I guess I can go ahead and put her color in here. I'm gonna go ahead and color all of, whoops, I'm gonna color all of these guys. All right, so we're doing our I like that color for the body of the pumpkin. But let's see for the color of the stem, maybe that, but I feel it could be a little bit too dark. Let's see. Arjinder, hello, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope you're having a lovely start to the week. I have more pumpkins here. Here we go, more pumpkins. Let's get this pumpkin colored. Oh, I forgot the biggest pumpkin on the canvas. This guy. Well, in this mid round. And I think I'll probably go through and change some of these colors, but I'm just going to get the objects in here and then I'll fiddle with it later. So now I'm gonna go in with these guys, and since they're in their own little group, just pop in here and I can start coloring them up. I'm gonna give them both a little bit more saturated a pumpkin, so it has a little bit more, I have to use the word, but pop. Make it pop. And then let's grab the floofs. Where's the body color? Let me just grab it from there. Make sure the under floof belly is the right color, even though I'll pick something different for their little ghosty costumes. Alright, so maybe I'll pick a light purple for their ghosty costumes. See how that looks. And I am straying outside of my lines here kind of getting a little go. And why was that 30% when, it's a little dark. I'm gonna bring you up a touch. And let's add that to my palette. So I know that is the Ghosty Floof White. I'm gonna grab this and let's just do a little bit of shadow over here and maybe some shadow where this floof is kind of the ghosty fabric is kind of bunching. See, like that where it's bunching on my shoulder, a little bit there. Oh, but not that, whatever that is, that mess. There. I still don't quite like that. Let's try it again. Let's just go bloop, 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 and just do that little one. All right. Right. So let's see, now what do I have to do? I've got to do these guys, and I'll make that one probably the same floofy ghost white. I thought I put Momo's eyes. I guess I forgot. I just didn't transfer them over. And I'll make sure Gordy is also this light. Let's go ahead and start with Gordy. Oh, he's not green. Gordy, you're not green. Maybe your stem can be, but I don't recall that your stem is green. I think your stem is like brown. There we go. And I do want to give you some eye spots, Mr. Gordy. Let's do this. Oh, really huge princess there. All right, that's good enough for now. Let's move on to Miss Bean. All right, so it's tricky. I think I'll use this as her orange, because I gotta remember that might be a little too light. We'll see how it looks with all of the other colors in here. It's looking all right. Maybe. Let's see. Trying to think my way through the colors as I'm putting them on here, with the future sense of what the colors are going to be of the final piece. So, knowing what the lighting situation is going to be. I'm probably not picking ones that make sense, but that's okay. Or maybe a little warm fur. Yeah. And this is going to be behind the grass, so I just have to be careful there. And I'll have to fix that a little bit, I think, or drag this up. Okay. What color do I want to make her? Let's just try this. And sending you to the back. There we go. And then let's go ahead and get Momo taken care of here. She's going to stay on the front. I'm going to give her the same, since I usually have the same white fur accents on her as coconut. I kind of try and match them. I'm going to do that here. Paw, paw, paw. Whoops, eyes. Okay, so now I need to pick her caramel. That is pretty darn close to her regular fur color. So I'll go ahead and put that in. If I need to change it, I will. A little dark, but then again, this whole lighting situation is on the darker, dusky side. And I kind of want to make Momo one. Let's just give a little bit of green there to offset. Maybe down here. That was a crack in my back. All right, so that's Momo, and then I'm gonna come in here, and this blue ghost is gonna be super easy because all I'm gonna need to do is grab the floof body color and we'll be good. I might put some shadowing in here though. 100%. And let's grab your shadows there, and I'm going to do here. Just a touch there. All right. So that's about everybody in the middle ground colored in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and drop in the pathway. I think I'll do the pathway, and then I think I'll keep the grass as the bottom layer and have that a gradient. Yeah. Underneath everything, maybe. Yes, it's flying everywhere. I'm still a little uncertain about my lighting, but we're gonna run with it. And I'm probably going to do, let's pick a wild color for the ground just so I can see it and keep track of it, because I've got to draw around all of this. And I most likely am going to do this in a few pieces, because drawing around this grass can get a little yeah, and I've already messed up. All right. And I messed up twice. And I messed up even more. Oh, heck. Just, okay, I'm gonna, let's just cut that one there, and I can fix as I'm going along here. Oh, thank you, Dee. All right, let's make this bright neon green so I can see. All right, now let's go in here, and I'm going to do another section. This section will be easier as the floofs are blocking a majority of it. And I'm going to go ahead and bring the object down here, because I did have this section drawn out in case I need it for making wallpapers, which I do. And I'm running into a problem, but not quite that bad of a problem, because I've still got some that I can see here. Almost there. All right. Oof, that was. All right, so I'm gonna select these objects, and we're gonna join them. Now I can do a path color. That makes sense, but you know what? I might just do something like that. Have to go now. It's nice seeing you all. Oh, take care. Have a good rest of your day, Boo. Good to see you again. All right, I'm gonna make this section over here a slightly different color than the rest of the grass. So I'm gonna put this in first. And let's clean up my mess. Okay. Really kind of like that color. I like that color right there. So maybe I'm gonna have to be. I'm gonna. Okay. Let's just do some. I'm gonna cut it right here. I know I said I was gonna make it all the same, but I'm just kind of messing here. Because I want to see. Yeah, I've almost gone beyond my palette's reach. Just mess that one up. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Alright, now I don't have to be as careful. There we go. Alright, use that, and let's come in over here with this. Oh, all that up. Let's bring this over here. Let's bring this here and down there. What I need to do really is this section here. So I'll start over here. Probably should have zoomed in a little bit more. Wait a minute, I don't need to be careful there. Alright, and now I need to just pumpkin up a little bit. Oh wow. That's a mess. That's a big old mess. So is that background. I'll fix that in a minute. All of that's background mess. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go in front. Got a little bit of a line. Right. I'm going to leave these basic colors in here for now. Come over here to this mess. Just clean it up. This is all behind everything else, so I don't need to be nearly as... No. All right, better. My original idea. So I have this in, and I have the background here. I wanted to do something like but perhaps maybe not with that greeny yellow, maybe a pretty something here would be nice. I'll see a lot of that until I actually do the background. Definitely going to need to change some colors up here. I'm thinking. Darn it, what color did I have in there? Okay, let me just, that one, okay. So I want to do something like this. We're going to add that. What color was it? That one? Okay. Feeling it. So for this guy, I think what I'm going to do is another layer of this shading so it'll kind of fade into the background a little bit more. So I'm not going to be, I'm going to send this all the way to the back, and it's about 30%, so I can adjust as needed. So when I fill the sky color, it should blend, maybe, hopefully. I don't want too awful. Oh, I'm really out of my lines here. I'm just gonna make that an object, and then we're gonna make a new one. And just remember to only pick up these two. Yeah. And merge them. Scoop it around. And up we go. All right. Now I can take these two guys, merge, send them to the bottom. All right, so let's do that with this one here. I'm gonna grab this and shoot, I think I'll start here behind coconut. I'll do a couple of different objects. Oh my. Not. Oh, that's kind of pretty. I think I just stumbled upon something that's kind of cool. We're gonna hold that thought. Hold that thought as I just fix this picture the wrong darn way. Now I can see where I'm going. Okay, and up we go and around we go. All right, now send you to the back, so hopefully you will merge with it. Stop. You will merge and have the pretty gradient. I'm not going to worry about that there. However, let's see what we can do. Nope. Yep. There. Now. Oh, I need to make the moon. Hi, moon. Am I even going to have you outlined, Mr. Moon? I'm going to make you that for now. And now I need to experiment with the color in the sky. And I think I need, yeah, all of these colors are going to probably change. Night sky, a little purple. I could do this and have a little magic. Ooh, not really. Where is that light coming from? That's making everything. I'm going to have to experiment with this a lot, I think, to figure out where I want to go with it. And if I do that, I could make that. Not as bright as I want it to be. That's actually kind of cool. I still want a tiny touch of that atmospheric. Now I'm going to be fighting with these colors. All right. Not sure how I want this to go. I have a feeling I might need to step away from this one. And I don't like how bland these pumpkins are. Oh, green pumpkins. Make it green. Oh, Momo was the same. Oh, she was the same color as the pumpkins. Now I'm just a little bit. The light is coming from the moon. Did I just make... Oh, these guys are now the same color too. I don't want to do that. Here. Hey, Chris! Good to see you. Hearts in chat. Alright, there we go. I'm just trying to figure out colors on this because I have a dilemma. Because this is the palette that I wanted to go with originally. And I feel like I am sort of close, but not really close at all. And I feel like maybe this gradient up here may have been not the best choice, but trying to balance all of these purples with the green sky and just kind of not figuring it out quite yet. I feel like there needs to be some lighting, definitely maybe backlighting, because we've got the Halloween moon sky. I feel like maybe this green sky is too light, but if I do another sky, the dark sky, that kind of is weird. Or is it? Because if I take out this gradient, actually make it back to what it was before, that kind of just fades that out, but then I believe this sky is just too dark here. So let's go, oh, and they just completely disappear. All right. That's a little bit too, yeah, I don't quite like that. Ooh, that's kind of interesting, but that's not what I'm going for. The light purple could work, but then where's my green gonna be? I could perhaps take this and make those green, or like a little bit more of a toxic. Maybe I'll make him less toxic. Then I feel like I'm going into the wrong zone here. So let's make you that color. Maybe make you that color too. Kind of bring it in a bit. And then what do I do with you guys? Are you a little too red? Could make you green. Could make you completely ridiculous, or blend. How about this? How about I get this right, and then I push this towards red, keep it desaturated. Over here. Ugh, now they're brown pumpkins. Now they're turd pumpkins. Okay. The turd pumpkins. Oh, back to the turd pumpkins. All right, let's undo that. What if? I'm trying to think of what I want. Okay. All right, let's experiment again. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to add it so I can grab that color easily. I'm going to grab that color easily. Really? Seriously? You're adding it to the palette up there? But I didn't. You should add it there. I'm trying to remember. That is not the color. That is the color. Drag that out. Drag that out. Over here, mid-range. And now I need a sky dark. Not that green, but possibly. That mid color is creating too much of a line, so what if I just take it out? Maybe. I'm going to change these floofs. Did I adjust? I'm going to... Yeah. Maybe that was the problem. I've got these... Okay. Make you a little bit more warm. And let's mess up the entire thing while we're at it. And this green needs to change to no. But perhaps that. don't want to bring back the turd pumpkins, but maybe I should. Maybe these should just be, I don't want them to be, maybe they should be as bright as everything else. Now everything is orange. Make you a little darker and more saturated. Maybe. And maybe I'll make Momo a little more colored, almost orange colored. Let's desaturate you a little bit, lady. There we go. That's a little better. And let's bring her over here. But she's not the same orange. Hey, Catherine! Welcome to this stream. I am fighting with this because I'm just not. I want to use this color palette here, but I'm fighting with the orange, and I always feel like I have this problem with the orange and the purple. I want it to be a little bit more spooky purple and green, kind of that Halloween type vibe. I've seen a lot of illustrations use that color palette, but I'm struggling with how to balance it, especially with these orange pumpkins in here. And I've gone all the way from turd pumpkins, which now I'm kind of leaning towards again. And now this is way too red. I'm not sure how her tail and her spots turned red. I'm sure I did something with a... And his stem is not supposed to be that color either. We also need to put in the sparklies. I have not put in the sparklies yet. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to add the sparklies. And maybe if I want this guy to not disappear, I could make him a darker greeny. And same with these guys. Do I really need this? No, not that green. This one. Alright, so I'm going to come in here and maybe do a group over the top with the shinies. Are we going to get a big stretch? Oh, elevator butt. He's doing a little elevator butt. No big stretch though. No big stretch. Alright. So, let's get my point size here fixed up because I'm only at 7, so. And what I'm going to do now is switch the mode. I'll group these two. I shouldn't have done that. It still works. just turning to, how do I make this better? Maybe lighter, let's go 60-ish percent, 61%. Not really that good. So let me go in here, we're going to take out the blur for a moment. All right, let's switch to do a subtle little bit of lighting there. Maybe it's because I just haven't been putting in the little sparkles. Maybe that's what's been the... And I do like the light. That pink is nice. I know later I'm going to drag this up for bone wall pickers. This was overlay 100%. I don't want to do too many overlays because oh, that's pretty though. A little bit glowy. Kind of like the glow on coconuts. Do normal now. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. I've gotten sparklies. I'm feeling a little bit better about this. I almost want to maybe something like that, like the ghost has swooped in. I don't really know if that's, I could do little bits like that. That there for now. Oh my gosh, 30? Let's go down here. Maybe what I'm looking for is more shadows here on the grass. Also, I'm not down with these turd pumpkins. That's not helping matters either. Purple. Pink pumpkins, purple pumpkins, and they just kind of disappear. I'm gonna try something here. Perhaps that could maybe work, but probably won't because it's just. What color do I make? Right, let me add that to my palette so I can find it again easier. Alright, there's my gradient. Here's my perp. Now let's see. The rest of this be that way too. Okay, it's becoming a little bit more magical. No, not 100. Oh, but wait a minute. Oh, but wait. Maybe that blue. Okay, we're getting closer here now. We're getting closer. That blue may have been bugging me because I did put this at and here instead of here, and that blue may have been bugging me. Okay, so we definitely need a little magic for my ghosties over here. What if I did? Not that, but something more like don't want to draw that much attention away. But a little could be okay. And maybe bring this down so it just lights it up a touch. And then I do some little magic bits. Maybe some little, wait a minute. Not quite that magic bits. Let's try these magic bits. There we go. A little bit more subtle magic bits over here. And I might need to do some shading. Okay. Close, 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 close. Oh, I was just doing all of that in the wrong. That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's okay. All right, maybe I'll just put something. Just to break this ground up a little bit, maybe. As if, you know, follow that. There's other stuff here. So let's see how this looks. All right, not horrible. We're getting there. We're getting there. Is that my regular floof white? I believe it is. But what if I deleted this? What if I deleted this? Oh, he's so cute. Did I make those blurred? No, I just made them so light. Okay. So how much more light are those? That was the same as this one? Maybe because he was bigger, I guess. Those look fine. Just thinking if I change the regular blue color, does that balance? It kind of balances a little, but let's try a gradient on the turd pumpkins. Oh, that gave me an idea. Maybe they could be magic green purple pumpkins. If I ever figure out what to do with these pumpkins. That could actually be kind of interesting. But now I need to make another pumpkin, a magical green purple pumpkin. So all of these pumpkins aren't like just sitting out in the middle of nowhere with no reason to be green and purple. the faces? Faces. All right, I'm going to draw faces on all of them. This one's kind of bored with it all. Maybe he likes the dancing. Maybe that one's suspicious. And this one's just very happy and small. Actually, maybe this one isn't suspicious. It's just cute. Got a lot of things hidden in this one. Okay, it's nicely saturated on my screen. But can I do something that might balance the colors even better? Let's just play a little game with my... Oops. Yeah, no, that's not what I wanted. It's a little bit much. A little bit too much. That's not good. That's not good. That's really bad. That's not good. That kind of washes it a little bit more blue. That darkens it a little bit. Maybe. Maybe, maybe. Maybe. That brings brightness. What if that brings a little bit more brightness, but it makes it a little bit kind of icky green too. And I'm not digging that. I'm not digging that. I wonder, on this one, I have it going to the icky green. What if I have it going to the pretty... This needs to be added. Okay, I've added it like 5 times to that. All right. So this, perhaps, what if I did this and this and okay, that's fine. I just need to bring you up. Let me make this. And what if, instead of that, what if I just take that out for a minute? How does that look regular? That brings it a little bit more, but it also exaggerates this step gradient back here, which is not pretty. So let's see if I did this. Just that. And what if instead of this, yeah, no, right there. I think that's getting closer. That's without any adjustments over the top of everything. And I'm still struggling with these pumpkins. I'm almost tempted to make them pink, but I don't think that would be wise. I'm going to leave them at the gradient. And I'm going to bring this guy over here. I think I'm almost there. I'm almost there. But we're going to save since I haven't saved in ages. And I think I'll probably let this rest. Maybe do some little tweaks. I definitely think I need to give it a break on the colors, but I think I brought it around from being at least balanced enough. Oh, question. I asked this at the beginning of the stream. Anybody have an opinion on if you do a lot of coloring pages? I was thinking initially I was just going to do it like this and leave the shading in here, but it's super easy for me to remove it. So if you prefer coloring pages without like halftones like this, let me know. I have a survey going on Instagram right now, because I from the coloring pages I remember I've seen it's just straight black and white line art. There's really no suggestions of where to put shading and stuff. But for like the floofy ears, I may leave the ears just because it's kind of part of them. But as far as this stuff, I'm thinking I might take it out and let you guys decide how you want to color things. I might leave this in because that is highlighting the face that is in the bushes back here. Same thing here. These are his little kind of little eyes, and he's peeking up over the hill. I might leave that just to keep that suggestion in there, but I might remove these others. The more I've thought about it, the more I'm leaning towards leaving the shading in. Did you just vote in the poll? Okay, let me actually see what the poll is sitting at. Leave it, 80%. Okay. Okay. So far, we're at leave it. I'll let it go for a little bit more, but and I'll post this tonight. But yeah, I just want to make sure you guys, you know, have fun coloring this. So, but I got that done, got this done. Oh, letting that sit for a minute was good. I took my eyes off of it, and I like these colors a lot more now. So I'm gonna let it sit for just a tiny bit more, and then I'll probably call it. I kind of like these faces on the pumpkins. I might make them a little, no. Can color go over the shading to give it a darker shade? Yes. Like if you use green on white, then the light green, then the dark will automatically tint. Wait, are you saying in vectors, or are you meaning on the on here? Because yeah, it actually tints pretty well when I've colored it, although I'm trying to think if that extra color there, depending on what you're using, like if you're using markers, it might, well, but then again, it would probably do the same thing with the regular liner, so I can't say that. In real life coloring, okay, so I think that depends on what you're using. So for example, on Copic markers, you tend to paint, you want to put down and think about your lightest shades first, because as you add more color, it adds on top and goes darker and darker as you add more layers. But gouache is different, because gouache you can layer up, like you can put down a dark color and then it's opaque enough that you can put highlights on top of it. So it really depends. Yeah, physical mediums, yeah, I'd say so. Or traditional painting, I would say, like for colored pencils especially, that's another good example where your layering works really well. So I've watched a few YouTubes that are just incredible in how people have created these photorealistic illustrations with colored pencil, and it's all about the layering, because the nature of colored pencil is it'll kind of go down, and the bumps and the roughness of the paper, it'll pick up more or pick up less. So they use that to layer in and make those solid bits of color. It kind of is the same in a way with Copics, but the difference is that the layering in Copics will help erase the strokes. So if you're putting down alcohol markers, oftentimes if you're coloring, you know, just in strokes back and forth, you'll see these streaks. And so doing multiple layers, adding more of the alcohol down will lift up that pigment, because the pigment is activated by that alcohol. And that's when you look at the colorless blender, that's just pure straight, I think it's ethanol 75% or something, and it lifts that color and helps blend it out. And so when you're blending two colors with Copics, you're basically taking the lighter color and going over that darker to blend it out, but in adding that extra layer, you're kind of adding a little bit more there. I don't know if that's answering the question. I think, yeah, I mean, it really depends. Kind of forgot how many options there are for coloring. No, it really is. I mean, the color pencils, and it also, like if you've got, there are a couple of different, like there's the wax-based ones, and then there's another one. They go down a little bit smoother, a little bit more opaque and more saturated, and there are some that of course are much lighter, that you have to go over a little bit more. You look at, you know, crayons too. Crayons kind of have that same quality where they're reacting to the texture of the paper, and the texture of the paper is grabbing more or less depending on, you know, how it's bumpy or whatever. In inks, I'm trying to remember, because what I did with the inks was I did a series that I just was focused on value. So I did a majority just black ink with different dilutions, and it was building up there and doing that. And then I started adding in colors, and I'm trying to remember when I was doing my colored inks, I didn't put down the shadows first. I think I went over later and I mixed in, I wanted the shadows to be less flat. And so generally what you want to do for that is you don't want to use, full black. You want to mix in some other colors. Like to create really lively shadows, you can mix in, blues or magentas, and just, have that little bit under there that plays off of the main color of whatever you're coloring. Kind of like the complementary of it. And I know I was playing with that a little bit, but in general, I put it over the top and it would go down darker, but you'd still have a little bit of that underlying bit under there. Kind of like in oils, you put down the base painting, to do the underpainting, and those little bits will inform all of the other layers you put on top and kind of unify it. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. I'm glad you like them. I donated all my physical mediums a year ago, and it went full digital. I can't say I really miss it. I've needed to buy paints again. Oh, definitely understand. It's hard to not to want to collect art supplies, especially if you go into an art store and you see all the things and you just start thinking about, oh, I can make this with that, or I can make that with that. And, then you got to ask yourself, well, when are you actually going to make that thing? Are you really going to use those for this? And, this is a huge project you're thinking about. When is that going to fit in with everything else you want to do? So that's the way I've kind of curbed some of my knee-jerk reactions when I go into an art store. But it's difficult, but it's also fun because you never know when you'll discover something new. And that's kind of how I discovered my inks. I started with the India inks, just doing the black value studies with the different washes, and I was like, well, let's go into color, because that, and then I started collecting all of those, and I used those for several Inktovers, and they become my favorite medium, even over Copics, I think. And I want to say, because it's a little bit more risky, you've got to think about things a little bit more, because this is ink and paint and it dries very quickly. And you kind of have to put a little bit more thought into where you're going, and if you mess something up, you don't really have many options to fix it, but it's fun to figure out when you have to, I guess. But I think that'll be, yeah. I'll let this sit for a little bit more, but I think I'm good on that. And I'll make, I was going to crop probably here, here, and here for phone wallpapers, and I'll post those. Let me just remind myself. Oh God, no, that's not right at all. I think it's 1238. No, that's the width. Oh man, I don't remember what sizes my wallpapers are. That's all right. I'll have to dig them up and figure it out. I'll go ahead and do this. I have a little graphic that I can use to find it. All right, saving this again. And I think that'll be it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me. We had a lot of people in chat today. Always delighted to have your company with me as I draw. I hope you enjoyed seeing this, my struggle bus as I figured out how to color this thing. Let me go to ending screen here. There we go. I will be back on Thursday with Halloween comics. I have to write the Halloween comic for this year still, but I'm thinking, I don't know if it'll be a rhyming one. We'll figure it out though. I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, you can watch me make comics on Thursday. I'll be live around the same time. Hopefully Coco will be with me. She is ever my clickbait for stream. I didn't have to bribe her today, which is nice. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Catherine, Sharon, Lindsay, Dee, if you're still in chat, Chris, all my lurkers. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you next time.